Hello, welcome back to the Washed Athlete podcast. On this podcast, it's just a group of friends kind of talking about anything that really is interesting to us. We're all a bunch of washed up high school athletes, except for one of us who's still doing some club stuff. And we have the whole cast here today, including very special guest, Will. You want to introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? I'm Will. I'm a friend of Jacob from high school. I guess I technically qualify in the washed athlete category. But yeah, I'm excited to be on here, So, yeah.
So what type of washed athlete are you? Like, what sports did you end up playing?
So, yeah, I ran cross country and track in high school. I was a big runner boy,
You're the second guest in a row.
Yeah.
Okay. We only had two guests. We had the second guest in a row.
Yeah.
That is run track. So
yeah, I mean, it's just the best sports. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Can't argue with that. But yeah, I don't know. I do still technically play sports in college. Like I don't run cross country or track, but I do play competitive D3 ultimate Frisbee. So
Oh, that's the best.
Totally counts. That totally counts. You're not a watch. You're an actual athlete.
It's washed athlete.
You have to leave. You have to leave.
Yeah,
you have to leave.
Yeah. We'll have to rebrand after this. Jeez.
Yeah.
I know.
No, I know. I'm just coming in here flexing on y'all. What can I say?
Partial athlete podcast.
But So that's the deal there. I don't know.
Nice.
What's like ultimate Frisbee like? I feel like ultimate Frisbee is like when you go to college, it's like a big thing. Like everyone has it. It's like a talk of the town. My high school, no ultimate Frisbee. There's no like side leagues or anything. I didn't even hear about ultimate Frisbee until I started like hearing about college. So what's that been like?
Yeah, so for me, like when I was at Newman, so the high school Jacob and I went to, there was pretty much like no ultimate anything. Like there was like a club that met like once in the whole school year, and they didn't really care. And then when I was at Ben Franklin, which was the other one of the high schools I went to, they actually had like a real like ultimate Frisbee team that played against like other schools. It was only like one or two other schools. So again, there were 3 schools in the city that actually played ultimate Frisbee, but it wasn't anything like super serious. We had practice like 3 times a week or so, but nothing like tremendous. And then now getting to college, it was like I thought I was like pretty okay at Frisbee. I can make most of the throws, whatever. And then like I got on the field and I'm like, wow, these guys are just like way better than I am at this. 100%. Like they torch me. And so it's like, I don't know, it doesn't have the same level of commitment as like, like a full time, like playing football or whatever, but we practice, like 3 times a week. We went to Natties both during the fall and spring semesters. So, it's a
big guy,
thing,
Okay.
That's legit.
Yeah, that's a, that's flex, but I did win like the Spirit Award for my team, and we also won the Spirit Award overall.
That's the best one.
So I am the most spirited individual in competitive D3 Ultimate Frisbee. So
that is the best award. Are you kidding me?
But yeah, I mean, it's just like it's all about like with I don't know, like a lot of sports, just kind of like you get out what you put in. Like if you put in the effort to go to practice, you will get better. You'll get better at running routes, playing defense, and I mean, it's just like you learn a lot more about like how there's like actual strategy to the game and stuff, like actual like formations and like different positions and stuff that just like I was like, oh, okay. Ultimate Frisbee is just like, okay, you go out there and just throw the Frisbee, whatever, this down a field, but there's a bit more to it than that I'm, still learning and developing, I guess, right now. But yeah.
So are you throwing the Frisbee like with that weird arm twist thing, like where you throw it like that way? Like I always throw Frisbees this way, but I see all the good people, they like slice.
Oh yeah, thing. No, I can throw backhand and forehand pretty well. I can do pretty easily inside out backhand, so it's like where it curves out, it curves in and out, and inside out is in and out, and then I can do it outside in, so it just curves out and around. I can also throw forehands, which is the weird one like this, pretty. I used to be way better at throwing outside in forehands, which look really cool because it's like the big curve that gets like all the way around everybody and like right to the perfect person. But now I'm like a little worse at them because my flat ones are better, but it's just because I had to like fix my forearm because it was kind of wonky. But yeah, so I can do that sort of throw, but I kind of suck at like hammers overhead stuff. But that's
I was just about to ask
like
about that one because that's always the craziest looking thing is when someone just tomahawks that thing and it like flips 4 times and it's just like completely flat. It's so funny.
those are also just like the hardest things to catch because it's like you're used to the disc obviously being like a certain way, and then when you get to it, you're just like they're coming in faster usually, and so you have to like plan for it more. It's a lot, you can't really catch it in one hand. You have to get like 2 hands around it, sort of thing. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm still working on those. That's easily my worst throw, but yeah.
Jeez, that's amazing.
That's
those kind of throws are like what you do in your yard, and you're like, all right, like I'm sure, like I've seen people do it so easy on TV, like I'm totally gonna pull this off, no biggie. And then you're like throwing it on top of the roof, it's stuck in the gutters, like you broke a window. Kind of feel that way about like NBA 3-pointers. You're like that far, and then you like go onto an actual court and start chucking up 3-pointers, and you're like heaving the ball from your hips just to get it up to the net, and you're like, wait, how does like Dame Lillard like walk into like the half?
Yeah, you see Steph hit one too many step backs, and then you're just like, oh, it looks easy, and then you get out there, you're like, I need to like overhand throw this thing to hit the back. Like this is crazy.
Just brick 20 in a row.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get there one day.
Yeah. That's like your whole shooting form, like especially for me, like when you're young, your whole shooting form changes when you go out to like the 3-point line for the NBA, and I'm like, these guys are walking into these shots like it's nothing. I'm like literally like putting everything I have in to get the shot up.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's absolutely nuts. Well, that's Ultimate Frisbee is really cool. I did not expect to hear that. Those guys are in shape. I didn't realize like up at the Shenley Oval where we are, Ultimate Frisbee practices a lot, and those guys are sprinting up and down. They're super fit. I can see a lot of Ultimate Frisbee guys in the gym a lot. Yeah. Same thing with rugby guys.
No, I mean, like I did not like. I remember, like, it's funny to me because I'm not really doing a lot of like other working out outside of like going to Ultimate Frisbee practice and stuff. And so like in high school and everything, I ran full cross country practices would run so many miles a week or whatever, and I was fine endurance wise. But like now, because I'm like a good bit more out of shape and everything, like other life choices have kind of swayed me in that direction. I'm just like I just get gassed at like all of our workouts. I'm just like out there on the field, like we'll play like a long point that'll last like like a couple back and forths, a couple of turns. I'm just like out there like like fully bent over, like
sucking wind.
Everyone else in the field is just kind of like, hey, you want to like take it easy in this route? Yeah, that's fine. You talk to your defender, like it's okay. We could all just rest a little bit here, like it's, we're all kind of tired.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
We get that in soccer a lot. Sometimes I think Anders, you can probably relate to this. We'll go short field in soccer sometimes, and you're like, oh cool, they're shortening the field, you're gonna be way less tired. But sometimes the games are so much faster that you'll make like a run up to try to like get a goal, and then the way the ball, like you play the ball back in, and someone just needs to put the ball down on the end line and just kick it in. So then you're hauling ass back, and it's like this, like you're like completely gassed. The next time everyone goes up on offense, you're like staying back just to like get your breath. And especially after Will, what you were saying, like I did a lot of like track work, and then I would go into soccer season, and it's just not the same type of like systems you're using. Soccer's a lot more sprint and rest, and track's a lot more, especially if you're like a mile runner, a lot more holding the same speed for a while. So like I went back into soccer season, and like 1 or 2 back and forths, I was like, God, I'm exhausted. It was awful.
It's totally different. Like short versus sprints versus like constantly running for a long distance. It's completely different.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like you. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was gonna say one will help you with the other, obviously, but it definitely takes that adjustment.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like in football, you would like be doing like very short intervals, like for plays and stuff. And like, but when I would go to track, like I'd be in shape because I just had football and like I had all the conditioning and stuff like that. But it's going to be a lot different to be running like 100 meters, 200 meters, or 400 meters because you're just not going to be like, you're not going to typically have to run that far of a distance, like, on a single play in football. Well, odds are if you're running that far.
I mean, the exact thing,
especially on defense, something bad happens.
Yeah, exactly. The difference there is right. Like, besides like an indoor 60 meter, the shortest distance you typically run in a track season is the 100 meter. That's the length of a football field, and you never run the length of a football field unless you get a crazy like 100-yard like touchdown return.
Yeah.
And those guys are literally like oxygen tanked after that. So like
gas, like can't even.
So you just simply like 100 meters is a long time to run for like a football athlete. It's just not necessary. So I think the common thing is people are like, oh, I went to track to train for this, and it's like it definitely helped you, but like they're not completely like translated.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like you see it like obviously in like the runners at the highest level versus like football players at the highest level. They're just like built very differently from one another, you know, like especially when you come down to like distance runners and stuff like that. Like anyone around the 800 meters, like they're like, I don't know, like 5'11" with super long legs, like weighing like 140, you know, they're just like the skinniest dudes, you know, just, but they have like intense endurance, just going the full distance or whatever, you know. Or you look at like Usain Bolt versus someone like Tyreek Hill or like Adrian Peterson even, you know. It's just like they have very different builds and very different body shapes that are just more tailored for their individual sports, you know?
Because we saw that actually when DK Metcalf tried to like qualify for the Olympics, where it was like he was in like some Olympic qualifier, and it was like everybody there, it was like a bunch of like different guys, whatever. They were probably like around like 5'10" to like 6 feet tall. They were all like pretty skinny, whatever. And then there's just 6'4", 235, chiseled like a Greek god, DK Metcalf. And it was just like the next person's down to like 5'10" again, like 190. It's like just such a big difference between all of them. It's crazy seeing that. But then he got smoked in that final.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy how much faster they were because they're just built for that. It's like their bodies are a lot lighter. They don't need to take hits. So it's like they don't need to be bigger. It's like I just need to look at the finish line and go fast. Like that's what I need to do.
Well, and I'm a big, like, I follow professional track and field. So I like, it was the USTAF Golden Games, which is a pretty notable meet. And DK Metcalf ran really well. Like he ran a lot better than a lot of like track fans thought he'd run. But no, like all track fans knew he didn't stand a chance. The winner of that meet ran a 9.83. That wasn't win legal, but 9.83 is a lot faster than a 10.37. 10.37 puts you about like, you're not a professional. You're like maybe a pro-am runner, and you don't have a lot of. And DK could have done better if he like had been training for it, but like it is just different types of training, and I like everyone knew that going in. But I give him a lot of credit for running it. He ran this one last year, so this one isn't currently on. I can't find his result, but yeah, he ran a 10.37. I think it was a good effort, but like I don't know. People always like to do that, like, oh, if this guy did this in this sport, like how would he do in this sport? And it's just like, I'm sure he'd be like, it's a constant like, oh, what if LeBron played tight end?
Like, yeah,
it's like I'm sure he'd be great at tight end, but like it's not like it's going to be a seamless transition over. Currently, Devin Allen, who just got signed by the Eagles, he's a 110-meter hurdler. He has the third fastest time in history in the 110-meter hurdles. He got disqualified by a really bad rule in the World Championships that recently happened, but he's going to go to the Eagles. He played wide receiver at Oregon and was okay, but he was a lot better on the track. So it's like now everyone's excited on the Eagles to see like that speed come to fruition on the football field. And it's like, you got to be patient because he hurdled for 100 meters. He's not going to be expected to run 100 meters on the track. Like maybe he'll go for some deep routes sometimes, but like it's not. He didn't run the 10-meter hurdles, which would be way more applicable to like. And Devin Allen's also known as a finisher in the hurdles. He finishes faster than he starts, so it's like I'm like
that's the exact opposite of what you need in football.
Yeah.
You need the burst first to get the separation, and then it's like from there. Oh my god!
So I'm sure they'll have him running a lot of deep cross routes, but Jalen Hurts also can't really throw the ball.
Far down the depth chart, though. With
For sure, he's practice squad right now.
Like you look at a guy, you look at guys like like Dree Archer, like Darius Hayward Bay or whatever. Like they can run 4.3, like 4.25 40s, but it's just like their speed doesn't translate because they're not that good at the rest of the game of football at the NFL level.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. It's just like that's all that really matters, is whether or not you can run the routes you need to run, or just be like a good kicker punt returner. It's just like a whole different game. Like you think about like I don't know, like Alvin Kamara or like Cordero Patterson or something like that. Like they aren't necessarily the fastest guys out there, but they run like very well and very like efficiently. I don't know with the way they play the game.
Yeah. Because they have great field vision. It's like it's not just about like, oh, how fast you can run. It's like they can see the field. They can know when to accelerate, when to decelerate, when to move. It's like that stuff is like, you can't teach that. Like that's just an inherent sense that they just have.
No, Will, and you brought it up. So Christian Coleman, who was the world champion in the 100 meters in 2019, I believe, or 2018, he ran a 40. He went to school at Tennessee. He ran a 40 like on the indoor turf just to see what he'd do, and he ran a 4.12, which would have been a tenth of a second faster than the fastest NFL Combine 100 ever run by John Ross because he ran 4.22, and it's absolutely nuts because you're like, a tenth of a second when you're talking about 40 yards is so much room. Like when people win by when people win by a tenth of a second in the 100 meters, they're like pointing back at people and like blocking the field because it's such a big gap. Even like in the recent 100-meter finals, like a guy won by like Fred Curley won by .04 or .05, and he still had his arms up crossing the line because like when you're running that fast, that margin of gap is like quite large. And the fact that when you're a track athlete, you can run that the fastest time ever, and you can run it 0.1 faster, and you probably weren't even training for that. It's just the crossover between sports is
crazy,
absurd, but it is fun. Like the Kyler Murray just got like the bag for the Cardinals, and it was like he was drafted by the A's, which is just a wild like thought that he could have been playing baseball, and he's got like $270 million something locked up on the Cardinals for 5 years.
Let's remember it was the Detroit Tigers.
Wait.
Oh yeah, because the Detroit Tigers drafted a Super Bowl winning quarterback before the Detroit Lions did. So the baseball team, because they drafted Patrick Mahomes in the first round or something.
Oh my god!
That was a tough stat when I saw that one come out. I was like,
"Ooh, that's hilarious."
Broncos country.
But now technically Detroit has
Russ also get drafted?
Yeah, Russ got, and Tom Brady got drafted.
Deep.
Russ has played on the Yankees like practice squad before.
Yeah.
Like he does like mess around there every once in a while.
Not as good as Tim Tebow though, you know. Baller on the Mets.
Oh, Tim Tebow was Mets legend. Tim Tebow. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. Just
hold on, sorry, 1 second, Raj. Russ batted .229 average in the minors.
That's actually really good.
Is that good?
No, it's not good. No, it's not good.
No idea how that
is. .3 is like a threshold for being good, I think.
.3 is like Hall of Fame worthy.
I don't know. Like that's still
point.
Fine.
Yeah,
is it?
Yes. Yeah, .229 is not.
I mean,
bad.
I think .229 is probably pretty bad.
I mean, relative to like an actual baseball player, that's pretty solid. Like he's not that.
But like for a minor league team as an NFL quarterback, like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh well, no, I agree. I agree that it's good for how he like is doing in the NFL. I'm just saying total is not good. But Raj, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Disregarding any transition to different sports, what athlete would you like to see switch to a different sport? Just see what they can do. And
to see what they could do, or like also, are we factoring how the media would react to it? Because I would not want to see LeBron James play another sport because the media would piss me off.
Okay, we're not going to include ESPN, doing their thing with how it's going to affect LeBron's legacy, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to deal with that, just disregarding all that. What athlete do you want to see transition to a different sport? And LeBron is not an allowed answer.
Okay, easy. I'm putting... Okay, that's very odd to specify that we can't use LeBron.
That's because someone's going to say it. It's been said before.
Fine.
Peter,
okay, so I am putting Derrick Henry on the U.S. Olympic rugby team. Okay, that dude would be horrifying to be on a rugby team. Him, or if we go like all time, I'm putting Adrian Peterson on that team.
Okay.
Adrian Peterson would kill someone on the rugby team.
Marshawn Lynch is also a really good candidate for the rugby team.
Yeah.
It just be there. I would say it's kind of like Derrick Henry's got like the right height for it, whereas like, a guy like Adrian Peterson or Marshawn Lynch are just a little short to play rugby unless you're playing a specific position. But Derrick Henry especially would be absurd there. I don't know. Are we saying like this person like trained to play this sport instead of the sport that they're already in? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what we're saying. It's like just a pure athlete of like Derrick Henry would go into rugby instead of football.
I'd love to see a guy like, I don't know. I have obviously like Zion playing like tight end or whatever would be cool, but that's not what I'm gonna say. That's not what I'm gonna say. Not what I'm gonna say at all.
Tight end.
He'd be the new Jordan Davis.
Left tackle, but whatever.
I think he can get some receptions in if he slims down. He'd be a good blocking tight end.
Slimming down.
He's a blocking tight end.
But, I'd like to see a guy. I don't know, like a guy like like DeMarcus Cousins or Ben Wallace doing like MMA or something. Like, that'd be sick. Like a giant.
That would be so
fun. Be wild.
Like that'd be
dude. That'd be crazy.
I don't know, but
now that
you saying that made me think of
No, that made me
Raj?
think of Myles Garrett in like UFC or
That would
something.
be that'd be
Imagine having.
Oh my gosh.
So
Kill somebody.
along those lines, Raj, I saw the clip the other day. There was it's a very famous video of Ben Simmons putting Karl Anthony Towns in a headlock. And the NFL deemed that he was a peacemaker in the situation, so he didn't get suspended for the altercation.
Yeah.
He's actually really close to Cat, so like he did say afterwards he was trying to like not get Cat from like getting up and retaliating. But he did put him in a headlock, so I'm like, I would love to see Ben Simmons, like, I don't know, doing some, like, wrestling type, stuff, like, putting people in headlocks.
It'd be hilarious.
That's not my answer, though. I still need to think about it.
Oh, sorry.
I got one. Give me OBJ on the wing on a soccer field.
Dude, he is disgusting. He is good at soccer as a football player. He is filthy.
Give me OBJ.
He would be so good. He'd
That's
be so
pretty
good.
I mean, I got another one too.
AI playing football.
AI. Ooh, how tall is AI?
AI?
He actually played quarterback.
Well, how tall is
He's
he?
not that tall though.
AI, Allen Iverson?
162.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson's probably not 6 foot. They might list him as something higher, but
yeah,
I don't think he is.
5'11",
Let's see.
You got Kyler Murray playing quarterback.
That's what I was going
Allen
to say.
Iverson's listed as 6 foot. I don't think he's that tall.
Well, just have him as a slot receiver. There you go.
But he was apparently really good.
But I mean, plenty of guys are good at
quarterback
quarterback in high school.
You look like
converted
a
to wide receiver in college or the NFL. You know, it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julian
Exactly,
Edelman. That's what he did.
Yeah.
It's my choice.
Yeah.
Sneaky athletic, hard worker.
Sneaky using steroids. You know.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Forgot
Forgot about that one.
I would love to see Lamar Jackson train for the 200 meters in track and field. Because I think that dude could run a wicked bend.
Well, if you're saying that, then we're putting Daniel Jones in there because he's faster.
Daniel Jones would be. He is faster, apparently.
He could move.
But he's also stocker, so I don't think he could run the bend as well.
Oh yeah. That's also he can't just run in general. He'll follow
too fast for his own
Yeah.
good. He's too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like the cap
he
of
can't keep up. Yeah.
There's the cap of human speed, and he
yeah, it's like his head is going ahead of his feet because he's trying to go even faster, and he's not
making it past the bend. The 200.
It's been suggested before, but and the pro athletes would never do it. But I would love if we could put a month aside, let's call it August, no sports go on, and you just have other athletes come in for an Olympics that are people playing in the sport they don't know, and maybe it's not even, maybe it's just a track meet, right? Because there's so many events in track and field. But I just want to see professional athletes just be loose and just compete in things that they're not good at.
So we're doing celebrity all-star games, but have them all be athletes in sports that are not theirs.
Yeah, or I'd just do a track meet, honestly, because if LeBron James is throwing the javelin, people would watch, man. You get one of the guys on the wings deciding he wants to run. You see a bunch of heavy dudes running the 1,500 meters or something that would be entertainment. You see,
that's yeah.
You follow Derrick Henry doing the decathlon, just doing all the multi events.
Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be Raj. That's actually a genius idea. Do the offensive lineman relay. You just have each of the teams starting 5. They have to just go out there so you can run it the fastest.
You just make it You just make it a 500 meter. Relay and just do all 5. Which group has the fastest O-line group, and it would be and you'd see some people fumble the handoffs and drop it. And that would make it more entertaining. So funny. And honestly, if they made that a part of the NFL season, people were mandated
that instead of the Pro Bowl. It's so boring. Just do that.
People would tune in. I love watching the dodgeball competition since they added it into the Pro Bowl. When Jarvis Landry clutched up that one year, I was go, God damn, Jarvis! I was you go,
let's go,
yeah.
Dude, I just want to see Oklahoma's in the Pro Bowl too.
Okay, that's literally how people die. Raj. Those were banned a while ago. Just because our coaches made us do it doesn't mean you should be doing it. I know yours did too.
Did you guys see all the stupid hats that the players need to wear in training camp?
The padded hats,
the padded helmets.
Yeah.
They look so stupid.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. They just look dumb.
They look so
it
dumb.
Makes complete sense. I'm totally for them doing it, but it's just he's wearing a marshmallow on his head. That's tough.
Now,
Lane Johnson
really tough. Lane Johnson wrapped his in bubble wrap.
I saw that. That's hilarious.
hear me out. Why don't we put the protection and focus it more on the inside of the helmet?
Well, because they already have that on the inside of the helmet. They're just like, okay, how do we get more on the helmet in some way? So they're like, just wrap it in foam.
Do we? I mean, this is like a big whatever question, but it's like, does the NFL actually care about player safety though? It's like no, like they just
absolutely
absolutely
no.
Not really, no.
If they can show that they care,
like,
that's all they care about. Whether or not it works, who cares?
No.
CTE doesn't exist. It's fake.
Even for those paddings, like I haven't heard of players going out with concussions in training camp before, and I know
I've never heard that.
I know CTE is way more than just like you're getting concussions. It's like small things, but I'm like, I've never been like, oh man, like Jalen Hurts got. I mean, he's a quarterback. Bad example. Miles Sanders got a concussion in practice. I've never heard of that before.
Or even like big hits in those like scenarios where it's like I don't even think they're going like they go like full speed, but it's not like actual football.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how like that would.
There's been so many fights breaking out this training camp cycle. Trevor Penning's gotten in 3 fights with the Saints.
3 days in a row. I was not happy.
You guys drafted him.
Trevor Penning, to be honest. I wanted us to get like we'd get like Charles Cross and one of the other tackles that was in the draft, but then we had to get Trevor Penning because he was the only one left available, and he does fit our like model because we love those big athletic guys. But yeah, no, he's gonna get like suspended in like 2 weeks. Like it's gonna be the worst, man. Yeah.
Oh, he's perfect for the Saints. He'll fit right in with bounty games.
Yeah.
Exactly. He'll just injure players and it'll be fine.
Yeah. AFL hates this, man. I like that. NFL's coming to get us. Alvin Kamara's been out for a year.
I didn't have you get in 2 fights in a row and then you don't go home the next day and go, you know what? I need to really tone it down next practice. I need to not try because I need to get not riled up. And then someone pisses you off so much that you get in a third fight and get kicked out of practice. It's like, how do you not have the self-control?
CTE.
It's on the third day. CTE, he's like 20.
It's just like
early on. I mean, well, because did you guys hear the interview with him where he's like, well, ask me what my favorite thing is about football. And then the guy's like, what's your favorite thing about football? He's like, to be able to legally assault the other person in front of me. It's like,
anytime anyone talks to him, like it's like
it's just like, all right, bro. I didn't even want to ask that question, but okay.
He's massive, too. Like he's just like going. He's like 6'7".
He's a big dude.
Huge. But like,
he's a large.
No, he seems insane. Anytime I've seen an interview with him, like, this is not like you played too much football in like Pop Warner or whatever. Like you gotta tone it down here.
Yeah. Man. Your parents did not teach you how to play football correctly. They're like, see that other person wearing the different color uniform than you? Kill them. Kill them now. It's like, okay. Christ.
Getting a little bit back on track here. Jacob and Will, how did you guys meet each other?
Oh, right. We didn't ask that.
I don't care.
Well, you want to take it or?
It is a hard pivot, I understand, but.
Yeah. So I moved down to New Orleans going into 7th grade. So
from where?
Which say?
Thank you.
York,
just to let everyone know, Jacob is from Pennsylvania. Yeah, he supports Bama. It makes no sense. Moving on.
This is true.
Oh well. But anyways, so I lived in York, Pennsylvania. I moved down to New Orleans, and I moved down to New Orleans going to 7th grade, and decided to go to Newman. And Will also was going to that school, so we were 2 out of the 3 new kids in our grade for that year. So we had like a new kid orientation, and we met like each other and then another kid, and I guess from there, like we were like kind of friends, you know, like relatively close, but I think like obviously like as time passed, like we got closer, like we were together as friends, like formed a friend group with like certain kids in our grade, and yeah, that's basically how it happened. And then I guess like just throughout the high school, like towards the end of high school, I think like our friendship just got closer. Like we'd just be hanging out more, doing like different things like with the group, and then like I don't know if like we're all hanging out or if like somebody's free, like we'll typically hang out. Like you had your apartment, we could always just hang out there. You were always like gracious enough to let us hang out there, so it was pretty cool. But Yeah, like we entered a new school at the same time.
Yeah,
So,
no, exactly.
and like at the
So,
same grade. So that's basically what happened. Right?
I was moving schools from going to like this public school on the West Bank, and I moved to Newman. And yeah, you know, we were 2 or 3. And so yeah, we just kind of hit it off. The third one of us, I guess y'all are wondering about him. He's like a fine dude, but he just wasn't really he wasn't like, we weren't really throwing it down, I guess, in the same way. And so yeah, but then Jacob and I went to the same middle school and high school for like 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, and then I left Newman for 10th grade, going to Ben Franklin, which is the one I do that. Anyways, and then I moved out of state and all this stuff. I ended up coming back to Newman for my senior year, and then yeah, we became like much even better friends like senior year. You know, we just did more stuff together, hung out more. You know, and yeah, just like the friendship grew from there. Also, our moms have always been friends, like since they met on that orientation day. So,
that's
that's
how you become friends.
Locks it in.
Really, like it made it easy right there. Mom's always like, yeah, no, I love Jacob's mom and Jacob and all that. So I'm like, yeah, cool. You know, I got the go ahead there. But yeah, so yeah. Oh, also, I guess is this the time when I should share my my washed athlete moment sort of thing, or okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, it's like 1.5 stories. So like the first one, I guess, is senior year, right? It's the like final indoor meet of the season, it's indoor state or whatever, and it's like during Mardi Gras, right? And so it's like literally like everyone had just like come from going to parades the next day to like driving up to Baton Rouge to go to LSU for the indoor state meet, right? And like there's like it's from all over the states. There's like tons of like whatever like kids or whatever who just didn't go to Mardi Gras or whatever. So we're at a competitive disadvantage here, obviously. And so yeah, the only event I was running that day was the 4x8. But then then like 2 or 3 people, like one person was injured on the 4x4 team, and another person who was like also a captain on the team was just like, I don't want to run it and will not run it. And then so eventually, and then the next person also had just come from like the 1600 and the 3200. So it was like basically came down to me to run the 4x4 or this other guy who's about as fast as me, who's a little younger than me. And I was like, I gotta get home. You got this, buddy. You can take the 4x4. So he ended up running the 4x4, and then but yeah, that's not the super fun story. But I was pretty lazy there, anyways. So there was another event where I was running the 32. I'd run the 4x8 earlier in the day, but 32 was the last race of the day at this meet for some reason. And so they decided. I know.
What a terrible way to end the meet.
They decided, they were like, all right, we're gonna merge the boys and girls 3200 meter, right? And I had I was the fastest 3200 running that on our team. I felt like fine there doing it, right? It was me and one other guy, but the thing is, on the girls team there was this one girl who was just like kind of like a prodigy at the sport. She was in like 8th grade, but she was on like varsity and she was killing it. Like she was easily the fastest girl on the team, and she could like compete with me at practice and stuff. And so I was like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know she hasn't beaten me before, so, but like, there's a possibility that the 8th grader could beat me as a senior in high school. So I need to like make sure I do not get beaten by an 8th grader here. I won by like.
You're like, there's potential here to be. Yeah. This is very potential to be bad.
I ran the race. I ended up winning, but I beat her like 20, 30 seconds or something. It was fine, but like. Yeah. Oh no.
You were making sure that you did not get beat. You were just
started the race. I was like, I'm with the people at the front. I am keeping her in my rear view the whole time. And the funny thing was,
for all
most of the team was definitely rooting
also
for
I was totally rooting.
Like,
good, absolutely. Like that's what friends do.
Most everybody there was like, "Come on, Ava, you got this."
Yeah.
Come on, like. Yeah. No, I mean, I ran a pretty good race.
You did run.
There was this one like kid who had come in front of me, but then just like wasn't fast enough to keep pace with the people who I was pacing with the whole time. So I started pacing with him. Then eventually I got ahead of him because he was just like blocking my way. But that slowed me down a little bit. But either way, I ran fine and definitely beat the 8th grader. But yeah.
You had to clutch. You had to clutch up to get this W.
My man's turned into like
Yeah.
prime Jordan during a flu game. He was like, I need to do this.
Down
now.
3-1 LeBron.
The whole last 400 meter, I was just like moving. I'm like, I'm getting this in. I am done here. Like, I will win this.
It would have been worse if you tripped. If you had tripped and like lost by some time, it would have been like, bro, you just ran 3,200 meters, tripped, lost to this 8th grade girl in your senior year in your final indoor
The
meet.
funny thing was,
Yeah.
the other guy who was running with me, who at a couple weeks before, like he had run with me like during cross country and like beaten me at certain points in the cross country season, and then and he had run with me at the last 3,200 meter we run together for the most part. But yeah, he actually did get beaten by the 8th grader. He was a sophomore, but still, he totally did get beaten. So
it was
he was definitely fighting for his life in the locker room.
Highlight of the meet.
Oh. I'm sure everybody was clowning him.
Yeah, but that was
oh my god.
So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the last
I
meet,
just
though.
did
That
not
was
run a mile in that year.
Wow.
I don't know. It was fine. I don't care. Like I don't know. But
It would have totally been a great wash story if you had lost and then you would have been like, and I never ran again.
That was my last.
And I was never able to. Yeah, I quit.
Yeah.
I retired immediately.
I haven't had the courage to put my running shoes on since.
Just as long as Infinity War ending.
Just snapped out of
Oh,
Literally,
play.
yeah.
I break my ankles on purpose at the end of the game. Like I can't do this anymore. You know.
Yeah. It's a reverse Tanya Harding. You just take a wrench and break your own leg.
You wait 5 years to do something about it. Then 5 years later, you're like an adult, and then you're like, I need to take the first step. And then you like tie your shoes one day. You don't go out for running, but you just put the running shoes on. And then the next day, you like walk with the running shoes on. And then you start like slowly jogging. And then you turn into like the best marathon runner of all time.
Oh no! Then it's like you're like at the track, and then that girl comes back and then smokes you again on this track that you're running on.
You're pretty much relapsing at that point.
Like, that's it. So.
Yeah. She just like comes. I was like, "Oh hey, I think I ran with you one time." You just leave. It's like, nope, not doing this.
Yeah,
oh my god,
that's funny. So we were talking a little bit about gumbo before the pod because Jacob and Will are both from New Orleans, and in New Orleans they do enjoy a good pot of gumbo. And we often
know it till I die, but go ahead.
What?
Sorry.
Yes.
So we also know someone, Zion Williamson, plays for the New Orleans Pelicans, who does like to indulge in some gumbo, according to us, and only us. He might not even like gumbo, but we say he does. And this prompted me to read to Will the gumbo equation I made on June 13th. So I had pretty much gone in and figured out approximately how much money a gumbo quart was, and then I did the math to figure out how much gumbo Zion Williamson could buy with his new extension. So we're going to go detail this a little bit for the pod listeners. If you don't play basketball, trust me, this is still going to be good. All right, so Zion Williamson signed a $182 million extension, right?
Big
extension, a lot of money, a lot of gumbo. So if you take a quart of seafood gumbo that I found online, so roughly like $29, right? And you take $182 million and you divide that by 29, you get 6.275 million quarts of gumbo. That's a lot of gumbo. But quarts is not a great measurement. So let's take it into gallons, right? You get a gallon water jug from the store. That's 1.5 million gallons of gumbo. That's a lot of water. And that means he could eat a gallon of gumbo a day for 4,288 years. And that would be 2,376 calories of gumbo a day.
Nice. Yeah.
If he ate a gallon, right? So in total, he could buy 3.7 times 10 to the 9 calories of gumbo with his NBA contract. But it gets better because we have to account for the fact that 4,288 years is a lot longer than one lifetime, right? And Zion's only 21 years old, so we're going to give him the average age of a male is 79, so we're going to give him 60 more years to live. And 60 years is 21,900 days. So that means he could finish his supply of gumbo by eating 71 gallons of gumbo a day. And if he did this to finish out all the gumbo he buys with it, he would have to eat 170,000 calories of gumbo in a day if he wanted to get through his entire gumbo supply before he died. which means he would eat 3 times more calories a day than the world record holder ever did for calories in a day. And he'd have to do that every day. But I understand Zion's a pretty generous fella. So, if he spreads all of this gumbo amongst his teammates, he could give them each about 5 gallons of gumbo a day until they all die. And that would be about 11,000 calories for each person on his team. So he could give his team 11,000 calories a day of gumbo until the day they die if he uses all of his money on seafood gumbo that I found online.
Yeah.
Which he's going to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. The entire New Orleans Pelicans roster is going to be walking around with like big bellies.
like Devontae Graham's getting the team.
Yeah, everyone eats.
Yeah, everybody's.
Jackson Hayes is getting it. Jose Alvarado. Yeah. Everyone's eating this.
Going to make Marshawn Lynch by the end of this. He's just going to be huge. Just wide.
I feel like when you hear 4,288 years of just eating 2,300 calories, you're like, wait, that's not bad. Like 2,300 calories is totally manageable.
But then you remember how long that is.
Yeah, then you don't fathom how like 4,268 years is like longer than the United States has been a country.
It's a lot longer.
And then you're like,
that's longer than we've been out. Like, because 2,000. Like, think about it. We're in the year 2022. Yeah. That is double the amount of time that we have like declared time. Essentially,
yeah. It's like for all of time you have to be eating this. So then when you break it down into like an average lifespan, you're like, 170,000 calories a day of gumbo.
It's a lot of gumbo.
It's a lot.
Yeah, you can't eat it and you die.
I mean, obviously, but
and that would be assuming that you could even like mentally like do that. Like it wouldn't even be a mental feat. Like your brain would just be like, I can't eat. You just like profusely throw up.
Yeah,
it'd be really bad. So Zion has a lot he can do with his money, and I think the obvious answer is to buy gumbo for the entire homeless population of NOLA.
Cool.
Everyone gets gumbo.
I like that.
Perfect.
Should Zion open a gumbo truck?
What? I just didn't hear that.
Yes.
Zion's gumbo truck?
Zion's gumbo truck, just free samples.
Why is he just Why is he just making gumbo? It's just it's from seafood gumbo, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. I think you should vary it up. Have some...
Well, I think you might be covering your mic.
I feel like you should go with like shrimp po' boys or something, where it's just like there's a lot of bread there, like he's gonna, like there's
like switch it up, yeah. I'm sure,
like with the Zion like level of consumption.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this was just like a standard measurement. Obviously, we're assuming that Zion is very generous with his food selections. Diverse, he will eat any and anything,
like crawfish.
Exactly.
The crawfish boil, or whatever Raj calls it.
Zion could open a restaurant and have it run on its own cash.
Yeah.
Forever, actually.
Be like the best version of Manning's. I don't know. Manning's is not. They don't have good food, but they're just And also, none of the Manning's actually. There's a place in New Orleans called Manning's, obviously after Archie, all the guys. Whatever, and it's just kind of like it's not owned by any of the Mannings. It's just like named Mannings because tourists come here and they're like, oh, I want to go to the Manning place. Whatever, their food's fine. It's like crappy like diner food or whatever. It's what it is. So, but could it be something like that, or like also I don't know if y'all know who Bobby Hebert is, but he was like a Saints quarterback back in the day. He's got like a radio show. But he has a restaurant out in Metairie, which is like a suburb of New Orleans. That's just called Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant, and the food's like fine, I guess. I feel like that's where Zion's like restaurant would be located. Just like it's okay, people go there because Zion's name is on it, that sort of deal. Like, but
well, it's like Jerome Bettis has some kind of like bar in North Shore named after him, but I'm not sure he owns it at all.
Yeah,
it's like a very similar situation where I'm not even sure he like. After him. Yeah, I think it's just named after him too.
Is it the Jerome Bettis Bar and Grill?
Probably something like that. Yeah, Jerome Bettis Bar.
Mario's Oakland after Kenny. Don't you worry about it.
Kenny Pickett's.
Oh, it's permanently closed.
Oh,
the bus is stopped.
So it's not the Jerome Bettis Bar and Grill.
The bus has stopped. It's broken
the
down.
quote. Oh, okay. Bettis apparently does own it. He said, "No, I don't think this restaurant is going to come back. It's been so many issues that we've had to deal with. I think you probably know. Best to say our last goodbyes."
The bus just give a heartfelt like note, like sorry guys, like the 5 people that like my restaurant, you know, like it's been tough, you know, but
yeah. I guess I just always wonder why people would like that would just like give up on it, because like Jerome Bettis has got to have a lot of money. Like it almost feels like there's no reason that you need to like shut down an operation. Like whatever the issues were, I feel like you could financially like get yourself out of the situation.
I mean,
but,
he could.
that's not how rich people stay rich.
Like, he's probably burning through money because it's not very good and doesn't get a lot of patrons outside of tourists or something. So, but I don't know. That's just speculation. So, yeah.
All right, so I think now we're doing another transition. Well, Jacob has talked a lot about you, and one of the things he says about is your knowledge of superhero movies and just movies in general. So today we're going to pull up a nice big and long superhero bracket, and you're going to pick pretty much what the best super movie is.
You know, like real hard. Is it really? Like, is it,
we were all thinking it all the same wavelength. We were all thinking it.
Like, oh my gosh.
Raj is texting in our side chat about Wi-Fi, so I'm so distracted trying to get my points across.
Dude,
I don't blame
you said, because it was so funny, because like you said that and then just stopped, and we were like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Raj is distracting me.
Yeah.
Great, Andres, thanks for commenting. The bracket is big and hard. All right, thanks. So I'm just gonna pull up the bracket before we get any more deeper in here. So, Will, we're gonna have you select through maybe some short responses. I'm just gonna stop talking. Will, you're gonna take over here because this is not worth it.
I can mark the clip. Yep.
All right. So first up on this list, you got Spider-Man 3 versus one. And everyone can see my screen, correct?
Oh, there we go.
It's loading. It's loaded. There we go.
All right. So you got Spider-Man 3, Wonder Woman.
Like
who you taking?
Superior film. Like, I like Spider-Man 3. I have more nostalgia there for it. I probably am entertained more by it. But just like, Wonder Woman is overall a better made film, better written, has on the whole better performances. Yeah, I think Wonder Woman wins.
Good.
You see, again, I have
Incredible
a lot more
take.
nostalgia for X-Men versus Shazam, but it's just like Shazam is objectively better, so Shazam wins. Like,
Shazam.
Also, if anyone else has any objections to Will's comments, please feel free to
I don't think
jump in.
Has anyone else seen Shazam here? Because that's a great take. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like it's not like gonna change your life, but like it's a good movie.
Especially coming from the DCU.
The Last Stand.
Is that what X-Men is that?
That's the third one.
Yes, it's
X-Men
the
Last Stand.
Is that the bad one?
Yeah.
Age of Ultron wins because
okay, so
terrible.
Then we're taking. I'm taking Avengers.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really interesting.
Good.
Yeah.
You don't take Age of Ultron over a lot of other films, which is really interesting. It's got that matchup there.
Know, it's like there's too much. There's too many plots going on. It's a big,
Yeah. This is an easy one.
Come on. Come on.
Thor.
This is in a
That's just insulting.
Deadpool.
Oh, this matchup is really good here.
I don't know.
I think this is a really good matchup.
I love Deadpool.
Oh, really?
Bingo. Without question. Without question.
I'm gonna say
Deadpool 2 by 50.
I really enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I didn't think Deadpool 2 lived up to the hype of Deadpool 1.
I think Deadpool 2 is just like better and funnier, and I think it's less of a filler movie than I feel like Ant-Man and the Wasp is. I also just don't like what it's like. I don't know. I don't like the villain. It's the whole other deal. But this Iron Man 3, I think I'm taking it. Like, original Fantastic Four is fine, but
yeah. It's like campy. It's old, but like Iron Man 3 is just better.
I actually liked.
I think this is pretty swift and
device. I'm gonna say Doctor Strange because it's better just visually. Like it just Civil War. That's easy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not even close.
That's not even close.
I mean, it's a terrible.
Oh, good God!
Wow,
right? Not the Zack Snyder one.
Yeah.
This is Ang Lee.
Yes, this is original Justice League.
Which Hulk is this?
Yeah.
Is this?
Yeah.
No,
I honestly have.
Yeah, this is not the Incredible Hulk. This is like.
Offensively bad.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Wow. All right. Fair enough.
Okay, in game. That's come on.
Oh
Like,
boy.
Oh,
Oh boy.
come on.
Oh boy.
I think Hulk's not making it through the next round.
I love the Vengeance, but Avengers wins without question. Like, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Logan.
some of these just are not
Logan
close.
versus
You
Spider-Man.
gotta go Logan. You gotta go Logan. Come on.
Thank God. Thank God.
I thought it was Spider-Man Homecoming first, so then I was gonna say it's a closer
Logan
matchup.
is great.
Just much better. Like it's like, yeah. Like
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
I have to. It's between like a movie I think is mediocre and a movie I haven't seen.
Oh.
So I guess I guess I'm gonna go Man of Steel because I haven't seen Blade 2. So The Dark Knight. Yeah, there we go.
Oh my
Damn.
goodness.
Fair, that's fair.
That stuff. Piss off.
Move on.
Yeah, I guess The Dark Knight.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
Look at this.
Shazam versus Shazam versus Wonder Woman. I think.
All right, this is the
Shazam,
first
yeah.
round. So.
Yeah, I enjoy Shazam a lot more.
Ooh.
Alright.
Interesting.
Mm.
I think yeah, like it is better.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Deadpool 2 over Iron Man 3, even though I like Iron Man 3.
Yep. Agreed.
Civil War,
Yeah.
pretty quick and easy. Like I don't know, like it's in game. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's
Oh God. Jesus.
Oh, I'm not on the. Okay, so we're gonna do out the whole left side of the bracket and move to the right side. I was wondering why the
Yeah.
matchups
Yeah.
weren't great, but it's because we have a whole other side.
like Logan is just a much better movie.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Iron Man is much better than Man of Steel.
Great call.
So like, not even close.
Oh, it's like both the origin stories
This one
too.
isn't
It's just like a direct
Dark Knight is just a
comparison.
better
Like it's
film.
just
It's
so
not,
much better.
Yeah.
Like The Dark Knight Rises has the same flaws the Dark Knight
It's-
has, but
yeah.
more flaws. Like it's just like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ah.
It's just
What was
more movie.
Justin.
All right, I was trying to fix it so we could go onto the right side, but that's not gonna work like that. So we're gonna
jeez.
fix
I
this.
actually
We're just gonna keep
I
going on the left
actually
side.
am gonna go controversial here. I like Shazam a lot. I think it's what a superhero movie should be. I think it's fun, lighthearted,
Really?
nice, approachable.
Whoa,
Like, you want to watch like
wow.
a ton of different movies.
Wow.
Spider-Man 2.
I really-
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
2?
I know
Spider-Man
it's a
2 is
controversial
like-
take. I can I don't know. I like Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 2 is a very well done movie. I love Sam Raimi. I love like almost all of his like filmography. It's like he's one of my favorite directors. But yeah, I think Shazam does a lot similar things to Spider-Man 2 in terms of like what makes it successful, but at the same time does it in an era wherein like the superhero genre is more refined and like it has I don't know, like it's coming after like a movie like Man of Steel where it's like it's very much like a focus on being like too dark and like overly like trying to copy that sort of like Dark Knight-esque formula where it's like almost breaking the mold to get like this sort of throwback like Christopher Reeve Superman-esque like Shazam movie. It's just like it's fun, it's not too serious, it's like easy, it's easy to digest while at the same time being like a nice well-rounded story with good characters in it. So yeah, I'm gonna go Shazam anyways. Civil War wins this one. Deadpool 2 is good, but Civil War is better. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
That's fair.
Logan is the better movie here. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Like it just like.
That's a close. It's a
I would
great
say
matchup.
it's a good
The
matchup.
Dark Knight's better than
Yes.
Iron Man is. So the Dark Knight is there.
Yeah.
This is tough.
But again, I feel like
I'm
those are
going
fair
for
matchups,
Civil
which is
War
good,
here.
right? Like they're
Sorry, Shazam.
very
I
solid
really like
matchups that
Civil
you like to
War.
see.
Even though the one complaint which a lot of people talked about recently.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shazam ends its run.
Yeah, you have proven you are a ride or
Shazam.
die. So the fact
Yeah,
that you
no,
did
I love
end up choosing
Shazam.
Civil
That was-
War
that was a
eventually,
little
like you were
Chicago
riding
right
with
there.
Shazam for a
Yeah,
while.
Logan wins.
Yes. Yes.
I love that
Wins. Like,
reference.
I just-
Andrew.
yeah.
Ooh, that's tough.
Logan wins?
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna have to watch
No,
Logan,
is
man.
just-
Like,
just-
it's
just
so
like a
good.
superhero
Yeah,
movie,
it's so
I'm
good.
gonna-
Logan's
Logan
really
wins
good.
here, too. Like it's, I don't know. It's yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
You
starting
can,
a-
I think you can argue that The Dark Knight might be a better like movie. Like it's directed by Christopher Nolan and all
I-
that, but like But
I-
Logan,
I-
like
completely
I
valid.
I
It's
see what
totally
you're saying
agree.
in that
It's
regard. I also
significantly.
don't think Logan. I don't think
I
Dark
love
Knight
that movie
is a
so
better
much.
movie on its own than Logan. I mean, I think it
Yeah.
has like arguably better standout performances. That's really kind of tough
Yeah.
to gauge. Like I think it's like I don't know. Like I think like yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
Hugh Jackman,
yeah,
obviously
absolutely.
Daphne Keane,
Yeah.
and Patrick Stewart are amazing in Logan. But yeah, obviously Heath Ledger goes without saying, and Aaron
yes.
Eckhart is a performance that like doesn't get a lot of respect, but despite the fact that the writing of the character doesn't really make any sense, he delivers an amazing performance. Like it just so yeah. And what's the next one up though?
Yeah.
What do we got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to first go. Does anyone have any thoughts on looking at this left side of the bracket as we kind of scroll through? Does anyone have anything where they're like shocked? I mean, I think obviously the shocker here is Spider-Man 2 going out to Shazam.
Huge upset.
It's a huge upset.
It's a good movie.
I need to watch Shazam.
No, but it's
I'm
not
just
that.
scrolling.
It's a respectable
That's a
bracket.
big upset. Logan should have been the one coming out of this side of the bracket. That's
you know.
Yeah,
Respectable.
don't.
You got.
I mean, I haven't seen Logan, but I know the
it's a
reputation of
popular
Logan.
movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Justin, I'm not going to lie.
tough.
You might start crying at the end.
Oh man,
We'll
It's
feel
on Disney.
emotion.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus. The problem is, I've explained this on the pod before. Like, because my MCU journey started so late, I've been playing so much catch up that like some of these other projects that aren't MCU related almost feel like distractions sometimes. So I need to really like, even though I'll start other shows, like I just need to commit to watching like all the X-Men's and all the other projects that Marvel puts out
that
aren't
X-Men
necessarily
content
MCU
is
projects.
insanely confusing. It makes no sense.
Because there's
Yes, it's very.
It's rebooted like four different
the funniest
times.
part
Like
is how
there's
It's
yes. Green Lantern is that X2, right?
Green Lantern.
That's what,
no question.
X2 is better than Green Lantern.
Yeah, X2.
I love Green Lantern though.
Yeah.
That it's terrible.
Whoa.
I think it's like X2 is
Green Lantern was
actually
not
like the
good.
best
First class I
X-Men.
think is the best overall.
Like it's like
X-Men.
very good.
Whoa,
That, like,
Oh,
first class.
Days of Future
Days
Past.
of Future Past is not better.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just,
just,
I
yeah.
don't think it is. It's like it's like
Oh,
like,
right.
it's a
I
good
forgot about
movie.
Days of Future Past.
I like it better than First Class.
First Class does. But I think First Class has better characters. It spends more time. Like it spends better time. It's just better character moments overall. It's the story makes more sense. It's just more concise and just like a well told individual narrative. That I think First Class. That I think Days of Future Past is. And I think Days of Future Past is a little bit too.
That's what I told Andres after he said it was like, Andres made some.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh well, you're breaking your mic again.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah.
There we
no,
go.
There we go.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm just a sucker.
No,
for spectacles.
I mean, there's a like that is respectable to
Andres likes
but
colors.
I'm
we
also
have
averse to
determined.
putting Days of Future Past higher because it is directed by Bryan Singer. I prefer Matthew Vaughn to Bryan Singer, not only for the obvious reason I think Matthew Vaughn's better at directing, but also because Bryan Singer is a terrible person. So it's it's pretty easy there to.
Yeah,
No, like-
that is true. That is very no.
That too.
Yeah, but,
We'll factor that in.
Yeah, Guardians 2. I'm gonna say here on this one. Yeah, I think it was.
Oh man.
What you like? You're a big Ant-Man
Easy.
fan?
Shut up,
Hurts my
Justin.
soul.
I
Ant-Man's
Guardians
so fun.
2 is like kind of like a bad film if you like look at it closely.
Piss off.
I mean, you got Star-Lord playing catch with his dad,
Yeah.
who murders all of the kids to fuel his planet, and then he wants
Yeah.
his son to take over the role as being like the celestial god, and then Drax is making very insensitive jokes about how ugly Mantis is, like to her face, and it's just the plot is like kind of disgusting, and then also at the same time like it's just like a clunky movie with a lot going on. You've got like the Nova Corps is a threat. You got the Ravengers' whole entire plot line, and then even at the end,
people are
what?
gold the sovereign, yeah. Nova
Just
Corps.
like-
No, but the Nova Corps, yeah,
Sovereign.
the Nova
Sovereign.
Corps in it. Yeah, and then there's and then there's Egos like the villain, and then there's a lot going on, and I don't think it's.
Yeah,
I think
I can
Ant-Man's a very
understand
fun and
that,
like straightforward
but
plot that I appreciate.
I really like James Gunn's directing style. I think it's a pretty funny movie. I think it's very fun. It has, again, good character work in terms of like Peter Quill. Like, while you can you can criticize, like, I guess the father relationship. It makes sense that he very much wants that and necessitates that from the perspective of someone who never had a dad outside of a guy who's like, I'm going to eat you if you don't do this, whatever. And then eventually the guy comes, and it's also you get like a nice payoff with Yondu as well between like him and Rocket, discussing their sort of like similarity in terms of being like emotionally like hostile, and it gets like anemic in that regard, and and very much wanting to close themselves off because of like fear of being hurt, sort of there. I like that. I feel like I like how he navigates the characters there. I think James Gunn does it better in Guardians of the Galaxy and also in other superhero media that he's done. Like Peacemaker, I think Peacemaker's great, but that's a whole other conversation. But
Yes.
I think it's better than Ant-Man. Ant-Man's nice. It's a nice little movie. It's Paul Rudd's great. You can't dislike Paul Rudd, but it's a very Peyton Reed little like whatever fine movie. So yeah. Thor Ragnarok is much better. I rewatched it the other day. X-Men Origins Wolverine is fun and stupid, but Thor Ragnarok is much better. Oh yeah.
I think it's Aquaman here.
I think it's a nice,
Oh
nice
my
little
God.
superhero movie. Sure, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's really like cheesy and over the top. But yeah, Infinity War.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. That is, ugh.
Too bad Amber
It's
Heard's
a
in
tough
it.
one though. I don't know. I love
Yeah.
really loved the original Suicide Squad. That's just a grade A movie.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Really?
Deadpool does win though.
Really
Yeah,
love
Batman
that.
vs Superman is a garbage fire. It's a dumb. It's the worst of Zack Snyder excess right there.
Yeah.
God.
Captain America: The First
Yes.
Avenger is better than Thor.
Exactly.
It is. X-Men
Yes.
First Class easily. I think it's my favorite.
Thank God.
It's yeah.
There's your first
yeah.
class.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is tough actually. This is really tough.
Let's see. I feel passionate about
Days
it.
of-
This is a tough one, yeah.
That's a great.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Anders, you're gonna say Days of Future Past, aren't
I'm
you?
intrigued.
Yes, he is.
I would also say Days of Future
I'm intrigued
Past.
to hear what y'all think on this one.
My man's
I have
down
my
bad
decisions,
for
but
Jennifer
I
Lawrence.
want to hear what y'all think. It's maybe the toughest one I've had so far. So, yeah. Okay.
Haven't seen Batman Begins, so I don't have an opinion.
Disappointing.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, I think
What are we doing?
this is tough because I really do like Days of the Future Past, and I really probably prefer. Oh, man, this is. I like.
Batman Begins is with Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
And, Scarecrow,
actually,
right?
technically, the correct
Yeah.
pronunciation is Ra's al Ghul, even though it
Yes.
doesn't make any.
Ra's-
Ra's al Ghul.
They don't
Ra's
pronounce
al
it like
Ghul.
that in the movie, but
Ra's al
like it
Ghul.
is technically pronounced in
Ra's
Batman
al Ghul.
Begins.
Wait, does Ra's al Ghul actually show up?
Yeah, he's the main
He's the
villain.
initial.
Like he's like he's in a dream sequence in
Yeah.
like Dark Knight Rises, but yeah, he's the main villain in Batman.
He's Qui-Gon.
Oh yeah.
What?
Wait, is that the actual villain, or are you saying the guy
No,
who plays
Ra's
Ra's al Ghul in
What?
Arrow?
Liam Neeson
What?
plays Ra's al
Wait,
Ghul
what?
in the
What
movie.
the- what?
But wait, time out. Wait,
I haven't
what
seen
are
the
you
movie.
saying?
No,
Put it
oh,
over or
no.
something like that.
Okay,
Ooh.
Oh no.
we were talking about
Oh no.
the Dark Knight. We're talking about Batman Begins.
I haven't seen Batman.
Where
Begins.
did Arrow come into this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
no
Ra's
shit.
al
He's
Ghul's
a
also
villain
Batman, so no.
in the
Gotcha.
Batman
Ra's al
comics.
I didn't know if
Ghul
Andres was
Batman
referring to the
and-
actor as.
No,
I didn't
Batman
know if
Begins.
Andres was referring to
Or
the
Batman Begins
actor
in Arrow.
No,
as
no,
the
no.
character name from Arrow. That's why I was confused.
The character name is just the character.
I haven't seen
They're
it.
Totally different people.
Every Batman project.
Yo, do you mean like Scarecrow from like that one obscure animated series, or like Scarecrow from this? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's go!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god, this might be.
This is an easy choice.
Wow, what a tough matchup, man.
This one,
Two
though.
Michael B. Jordan movies. Oh,
Oh, can you
So
not?
this is Black Panther versus Fan Force.
This is
It's hard. Oh. Thank God.
Can you see screen now, or do we need to keep
Give it a second.
voicing it?
he's passed, but out of the.
You watched it? You ended up
He's not
watching
here
it?
anymore. But
Fan
no,
Force
I watched
Stick?
Fantastic Four.
Fan
recently.
Force Stick. You have to specify.
I watched it. I watched Fan
was
Force
a
Stick.
movie.
My goodness, it was like the plot was kind of just like
It is such a
unbelievable
train wreck.
that, like it felt like the mentor got killed off like in the same act as the villain did. Like I felt like that was like the pacing
I
was
told
awful.
you to save yourself the time.
The
I
acting
warned
was
you.
awful. The plot was awful. Like there just wasn't anything really good about the movie.
It was laughably bad.
Like it was just. I mean, it was great to see,
Yeah.
but it was bad, and it
Good
was just like a
actors in
not
it, though.
like.
That's why I'm so confused.
Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, like it was
They
like
just didn't do a
Miles
good
Teller,
job.
Michael B. Jordan.
Like it was bad.
Oh my God! Like
Oh, let me
okay.
admit it
Will
back
said
in.
he's
Thanks
in the
for
waiting room.
letting me know. I couldn't see
but-
because I was over on the other tab.
That's all good. But
Yeah.
it's just a bad movie, and like I'll
No.
like to watch
Fan
bad
Force
it's
movies
just
is
not
and
even.
criticize them,
It's
but
not
it's a
funny.
bad
It's like
movie
just
in
every
such a
part of
sense that it's
bad.
not even like a
they're-
funny
from, like,
bad
the
movie.
directing, the
It's just
acting,
bad.
the writing, like, the pacing
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. It's just not a good film. Oh, this is another hard matchup, man. Because I think Winter Soldier is a better movie. But hold on, I like Batman a lot more. Like I love that movie. That's one of my favorite superhero movies.
I never
So
watched that.
Oh,
yeah, I guess we're hitting Batman. Even though I think Winter Soldier is better, I prefer Batman.
So we're hitting Batman.
Oh,
dang!
Okay, I respect the. I have subjective over
good.
objective.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
also like a lot of it is like nostalgia. I love Michael Keaton Batman. I like Jack Nicholson as the Joker. But just the Returns matchup, Batman Returns wins here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this Batman Returns for sure. Like I don't know, it's Superman Returns is. Ooh, two movies that are both not great and not viewed highly by people that I kind of enjoy. Though Iron Man 2 is definitely better, even though Batman Forever has a lot going for it.
Yes, sir.
I am, dude. Iron Man 2. I am such a sucker for watching the final,
I
like
love
the
Iron
War
Man
Machine,
2, man.
Iron
I'm a
Man
huge
fight
Iron
against
Man
the
2
drones.
is
at the
not
end. It's
Iron
so
Man 2
good.
is great. Justin Hammer is a top tier MCU villain. Okay, he needs to come back.
I'm such a sucker.
It's
For
not
it.
good
He needs
though.
to come back.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, I wouldn't
so
go. I would
good.
not go that far.
Okay, it's not.
I think he is.
Look,
coming back.
he is.
Like, yeah,
He should come back for
definitely
Armor
Armor
Wars or
Returns.
whatever they're
So,
doing.
I'm a
Like he
big-
should.
He
Yeah.
is. He's already confirmed to come
Better.
back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
he's,
God.
He's
Thank
way
God.
better than like
Oh really?
almost any Phase 1 MCU villain. I think. Like I don't know. Like he's better than. He's
Sounds
definitely
ridiculous,
better than
yeah.
Obadiah Stane in Iron Man 1. He's maybe not. Yes, he
Who
is.
else that would
Yeah.
be?
With a box of
No, he's not.
man, like
He built this in a
all I
cave.
have here is my
The Big
bathrobe,
Lebowski.
my White Russian dude. Like, it's, but yeah, no, I think he's a better. I think he's Sam Rockwell's great, but I think he needs more screen time in the MCU. But in this debate though, because I again haven't seen Blade and I really like Spider-Man: Homecoming. Spider-Man: Homecoming wins. So, ooh.
All right, the Wolverine.
I think
is a
Spider-Man:
great
Homecoming
movie.
objectively
I
is just
enjoyed
the
The
it.
better
first
movie.
two acts
Very
are a great
underrated.
movie. The third act is
Very underrated.
The third act is an awful like an
Alright, that's
awful
fair, that's
2000 superhero movie.
Oh,
It's
the
just,
third
it
is
doesn't make any
terrible, but,
sense.
yeah.
And it's stupid. The first two acts cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's just when it's just Logan like being like a samurai. Like there's like that one scene of him like fighting whoever like and
Yeah.
they like put the sword
Yeah.
into him and he's like
I
still
thought the way they
alive
did
and they're
that
like,
Hiroshima
what are
was
you?
sick.
Like that is so cool.
His the fight scene of him like on the train,
That was
like
that was
I'm like
crazy.
Very
the
harrowing,
hyper rail,
but yeah.
like that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredibly well directed. Just like
Yeah.
a great and
Oh
same
my
director
God.
as Logan as well.
Crazy.
So it's,
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wolverine
Oh, I did not
wins
know
here,
that.
even though Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, kick ass.
I
Come
would,
on.
I would take the Wolverine.
It is in fact a movie.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Are you
yeah,
sure?
that's not even really that
I don't
close.
know.
Shut up.
This is
Yeah.
tough, but I'm
That's
going
alright.
based on nostalgia,
X2
and I think it
versus
may be
Volume
better
2?
X2. Still, I mean, it's a close one.
Not bad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, it's just like, I don't know.
Ooh.
Like, you can enjoy
Ooh.
Thor Ragnarok.
You're getting an
as a
ooh
movie.
out of
You have to
this?
watch a lot of movies to watch Avengers Infinity War, but Avengers Infinity War is better. So, Avengers Infinity War wins. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I can respect that take, but I would never respect picking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Ah,
like,
damn,
I don't know.
that's
Why
tough.
couldn't we have had this
This is
versus,
a
like,
tough
Hulk?
one.
This is a really good
Oh, like, I
matchup.
don't know, like...
Yeah, that's both are fun. Both
yeah,
are,
these are
fun.
both. I really like. I rewatched this a while ago. Really fun little movie. Guardians of the Galaxy is also a really nice, sweet movie. I think it's. I like Deadpool more. It's Deadpool. That's it. Like it's just like it's like not like maybe it's not the better movie. Like I think probably Guardians of the Galaxy is the better movie. X-Men First Class wins here. That was easy. But X-Men First Class clearly wins over First Avenger. The first fight.
Yeah. Smoked.
I know. I don't get it.
Jacob's
I don't
a
know
big
why he
First
loves
Avenger guy.
Probably not according to Jacob, because Jacob's a big First Avenger stan.
Yeah, Iron Man 2 is better than First Avenger.
I love First Avenger.
Iron Man 2
I
is
love
better
First
than
Avenger.
I have
We know it's
reasons.
bad. Okay, we accept it. We know it's bad.
It's not.
I
Peter,
do
you
like
like
the
First
First
Avenger.
Avenger. It's not good, but I like it because I
Not
love
good.
Captain America. It's not like okay, maybe I
bad,
think I
it's
overstated
just
that. Like
a
it's
good
not
movie.
bad,
Yeah,
but
good
like
movie.
when you're putting it in comparison to X Men
Like,
First
I think-
Class,
I
like
think-
it's
I
there's
think Wonder
there's
Woman
levels
in a
to
lot of ways
this.
is just like a slightly better directed, better
Oh,
shot
absolutely.
version of First
Yeah.
Avenger. Like I think they're very similar movies, quality wise. Like I think they're like pretty much on
Yes,
par with
yes.
each other.
Yep.
It's like Wonder Woman's just a little bit better.
Of yes, absolutely.
In this one,
Yes.
I personally prefer
Yeah.
Batman Begins, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Batman Begins. I like Batman Begins more than Black Panther. I like even a lot of fans of the originals will probably say
Yeah, stick to
Returns.
your
I like
guns.
the original though more, so Batman wins here.
Dang.
Yeah, Batman Returns is fine. It's good. It's maybe better. I don't know. It's more Tim Burton. Homecoming is better, even though I enjoy these movies pretty similarly. So Homecoming is better. It just is. Yeah. That's it. Homecoming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
goes without saying.
Kick-Ass beats the Wolverine.
It just is.
Yeah. Like, I think it just does. Infinity War
Yeah,
beats
Kick-Ass
X2.
smokes.
I think. Like, yeah, I like X2.
Kick-Ass is
X2 is
really
really it's
Hey.
like the first, like, actually pretty good ensemble superhero movie. But yeah, the Infinity War is better. First Class is a better movie than Deadpool. First Class is the best ensemble. Is the best like X-Men team movie, and I think it's just I think it's just like a really well-rounded movie. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go First Class.
Yeah.
What we'll
Yes.
say before I click is
Oh,
and move on to the
100%.
next one. I think this side of the bracket has
Yeah.
proposed better
Like, the other side
matchups.
is
Like there's
just,
been some good
Yeah.
matchups
And-
proposed.
Much more like
Oh,
evenly
yes.
matched.
Mhm.
At least.
I mean, but
Oh, 100%.
I'm gonna go with Batman '89 because I love Batman '89. It's not
Yeah.
the best
Yeah.
better movie because Batman Begins is probably the better
Wow.
movie, but I like Batman '89. So,
Wow.
I like
Atta boy.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I respect
Kick-Ass.
it.
I like you
too,
sticking to your
so,
guns on that.
Yeah.
Though. I like that.
Ooh. I like
Kick-Ass
me for
is-
this
yeah,
one.
it's
I'm gonna
better,
pick
yeah.
X-Men First Class. X-Men First Class is
Hey.
one of my favorite superhero movies out there.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Wow!
First Class.
All right.
Nah, I think I do agree with that though,
Oh,
because that's
no.
like because you have to have like all the setup
But-
for Infinity War versus
Exactly.
X-Men
Like,
First
it's like-
Class. Is like they
X-Men
are
First
able to
Class
weave
is
that setup
a reboot
into
in a lot of
an
ways because it's a
incredible
self-contained
movie, like,
narrative.
already.
You
Like,
don't
that's
need
I do
any-
think that's
you don't need to do any homework going into it, and it's also like I don't know. Like I think Infinity War is a better movie than like Far From Home or no, not Far From Home than No Way
Exactly.
Home is. But it's like the same sort of deal where it's like, yeah, it's a tremendous spectacle, but you got to do a lot of stuff to get there. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah,
No way.
I mean, I would just argue for Infinity War that I think the culmination of all those movies in the one was done like perfectly.
Exactly.
It's a better like spectacle versus a better movie. That's what I think it's really about. Because like the experience of Infinity War, was definitely better than the experience of just walking into X-Men First Class. But we're just going movie.
I also
movie.
do think that
First Class
Avengers
holds up
Infinity
a lot
War,
better.
in spite of the fact that you need to watch like 20 movies to get to it, is a really good movie. Like it's got really good character work for like for the 8 million characters that are on screen. It has like pretty good.
Oh no, it's very well done.
Like,
it's very well done.
That is the triumph of it. It's a better movie than Endgame.
Yes.
Even though I enjoy it more technically. Like it just
absolutely,
is that.
absolutely. I think we all think that here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have agreed that Infinity War is The Empire
Return of
Strikes
the Jedi.
Back,
Yeah.
and then you have Endgame. It's like The Return of the Jedi, where it's like they're like they're good, but they're definitely not as good as the previous one.
No, well, I'm sure you haven't heard this yet, but I told some of the guys. Infinity War was my first MCU movie, so like, as someone who watched it late and kind of like went right in when like everything was happening, I still really enjoyed it. So like, I feel like I can definitely appreciate Infinity War a lot because of that. Because like, even though I didn't really know the characters, like I was still like very hyped to see them.
Yeah,
and like it was still a really good film despite
Captain
not
America
watching the
comes on
accumulation
screen,
of
when like
build-up.
Vision and Scarlet Witch are for some reason being beaten by two people with spears, and they like saves the day. That's really cool. It's like a really really cool moment. I have to say. Wait, hold on.
Exactly.
Can y'all hear me or see me
Jacob,
at all?
what do you
now?
say about Vision?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
We cannot say Vision on this podcast.
I think he's a punk. It's not safe for the podcast, but we can hear you.
Oh yeah.
But no, I just don't like Vision. I think that he was so cool in Age of
I
Ultron.
totally agree.
He was super powerful. Then he just gets horribly nerfed in Infinity War, and I just don't like him in that.
Dude, and then what if
he
showed
shouldn't
us?
have lost.
And what if literally showed us
And he just
Ultron
got
with the
folded
Mind Stone
easily.
sliced Thanos in half?
Yeah, but that's
don't
boring.
That is true.
Oh, well, why didn't Wanda just rip apart the multiverse in Infinity War? Shut up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If we're gonna talk about superhero names, don't be
That's the
talking
point.
about the boys because there's awful names.
Well, that's the point, though.
Soldier Boy
That's
deeply
the point.
bothers
That's
me.
the beauty
Dude.
of the show.
Come on, that's so funny. That's so.
You're not rocking with
That's the
A-Train?
beauty of it, though.
A-Train's at least like some of those names I can at least tolerate. Soldier Boy really like affects me on a personal
just
level.
wait till you get to season 3, bud.
I haven't even started season 1.
God.
Jacob,
I
you
know
know
you're
exactly
talking
what I'm
about
talking about.
Mother's Milk also really gets to me.
Yeah. No, and Will, shout out to
that's chain reaction.
quick shout out to
Love
Will
that,
because
'cause
Will is the
pass
person
on
that
to
got
Jacob,
me
pass
into
on to me.
watching The Boys, and then from that, told all you guys. Yeah.
Dude, the Crimson Countess goes crazy.
And I have a
Nah, it's just to make fun of
You gotta
Justin.
hear-
He has this
you gotta
weird
hear
obsession
one
with
name real
Wanda.
quick. Black Noir. His name means black.
I have a.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yes.
Close midnight.
Like approximate, yeah. Within relation to midnight.
Ma.
Ma.
It's better than Soldier Boy. And I know that is the point, but Soldier Boy is like every time I hear it, I like cringe. It's
so
that bad. Like Homelander, I don't cringe at. Starlight is bad. I don't cringe at it. Soldier Boy, just no.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of the name, though. Like, there's just so many great scenes
Oh
that
my
are just
God.
so cringeworthy. That like that's just like the point of it. Like the A-Train.
Okay, don't spoil too much of this. It's
like, my goodness.
Well, let's finish up this bracket.
yes, yeah. Let's finish up the bracket.
'Cause we're getting a little
Oh my
long
gosh.
here. Okay,
But I have a quick announcement actually.
All good.
Yeah.
Batman 89.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Come on.
Yeah, stick to it.
I do need to
There we
watch
go.
Kick-Ass.
Come on,
though.
do it.
No, he was sticking to his guns, Jacob. I know you
No.
were rooting for it.
No.
Very good. Very good.
Kick-Ass is insane.
First Class versus 89
Who
Batman.
would have thought of two? Who would have thought of two X-Men? Who
And then
would've
for the
thought of double
championship.
X-Men?
Oh.
For the
Yeah.
championship.
Dang, so we have two X-Men. Yeah.
Mhm.
You got Logan versus X-Men First Class for the championship.
Oh.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
easy.
I feel like this is
Yes.
basically
Yes. Let's go.
There we go. I will make sure that we link this bracket in the description below so everyone can go make one for yourselves. You can send it into the podcast on our Instagram. We'd love to see it. And maybe we'll get Will to send out some grades and we'll post them up on our stories. That would be a little bit fun way. So Will, oh yes, Jacob, quick announcement.
I have a quick announcement.
I agree. I agree. I
So
agree.
I think my favorite.
That's huge, though. That's
superhero
huge.
show-
I don't have to listen to Arrow anymore.
Without question. Without question. I think kind of without question, and I think as of right now, The Boys is on pace.
What's it
to
competing
probably
for
be
number
my
one
favorite
with?
show of all
No.
time.
No, Jacob, I agree. It's definitely
Okay.
it's top three. I would say for me, for sure.
You
All
haven't seen Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is amazing.
game of bad ending. Got him.
The ending was
still
horrible,
say
but
that,
like it's
yeah.
such a great. You gotta like it has to be an amazing show if the ending is terrible, but I still think it's like that
Yes.
good. So I again highly recommend it. But The Boys, just like even the humor in it is just something I love. Like just
I
there's
like
so
that.
many. I love the small details. Like I was talking with Will about the Instagram for Vought International, and they have systematically pressed tacos that you can buy for, of course, an unreasonably expensive price. They have the Deep does an interview with this one woman, and they actually have that you can listen to the full hour-long thing on Audible, and it just continues on with the humor from The Boys. Like the Deep's actor is still like in character completely for that hour, but they're only showing like clips of it from like in the show, there's just so many things about The Boys that like I wouldn't have thought that it would be that great of a show, and like it's just like it's like I kind of lump it together with like Invincible just because it's not like the typical superhero show you'd think of. But Invincible in all fairness only had one season, but I think it's just
my top three
definitely better than Invincible.
Superhero shows, I would say Invincible, The Boys, and Invincible. Both non-DC or Marvel are like two of my favorite superhero shows of all time.
Yeah.
Or at least on pace to like solidify.
No, I think I agree. What?
No. Oh, also.
This is
and
one
just for the
episode,
reference, Andres had the horrible take for a little bit.
I don't know if it's a
Invincible was a
horrible
more violent and gory show
Yeah.
than The Boys. That was a horrible.
Why did you make that take one episode in?
See, that was a couple episodes of The Boys.
Well,
That was a couple episodes in,
Yeah,
bro.
it was.
Bro, I watched one episode of The
just
Boys
one.
and
That
they're
was
blowing
like
each other's
several
heads
I
off.
don't know. I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, there's an argument to be made that like some
Yeah.
parts of Invincible are somewhat more violent.
It's a
But no,
horrible
The Boys
take.
is the more violent show, and I mean, it's just like it's also just like
Yes.
The Boys has like has to do like actual human violence as opposed to the cartoon kind. So that's one that is like that is the big difference.
Yeah.
Like it's just like like when Red Rush dies.
I
in
think
the
that's
first
the
episode
difference.
of Invincible. It's like that is one of the most like violent things on television. Like just spoiler, sorry guys who haven't seen the show.
Spoiler.
Yep, he is.
Yeah.
Is
Yes. So,
man,
yes.
you know,
Big spoiler.
but,
Omni-Man isn't
yeah,
good.
I
That's
don't know.
the
Like,
entire
that is
point.
like, oh, okay, that's just like incredibly violent, but at the same time, it's not. Like that. I don't know. People are just getting like run through. Guys are exploding out of penises and stuff, and like.
Well, you can also think of season 2 with Stormfront and Homelander. Don't say
I've
what
seen
happens because
everything, yeah.
Justin hasn't seen it. I don't know
Oh,
if Peter,
my
you've seen it yet. Maybe
my-
you have.
Oh
but...
my! Oh
Oh, yeah.
Lord.
Well, then season
Oh,
2
my
with
Lord.
Homelander.
Yeah, we're just gonna
and
breeze
Stormfront
past that because there's some
Yeah,
horrific
but
things that happen.
Yeah, like that is basically the same death
I don't know.
as
It's more
that's
violently
the same
done,
death
though, in
as
Invincible than
Red
it is
Rush.
in The Boys.
Just-
It's just
oh
more.
my
It
God.
seems more like painful and hurtful.
that is just so much worse
You
though.
know,
Like
like,
on
it's
every
just-
level.
Like you hear the guy like
Yeah.
screaming in pain, like he's just like like begging to die, sort of thing in The Boys. Whereas Invincible, it's just
Oh my
like
gosh.
It's-
you feel the agony of this guy, like who experiences time at like I don't know 100 times slower than we do, just like slowly having his head exploded. Like I don't know. It's tough. But also, yeah, Homelander and Blind Spot. That's a tough scene. Anyways,
Mm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
it's a real tough.
Yeah.
The termite one for me though.
Yeah. Cool.
So, Will, I have a question. Before we head off pod. So, as I've explained, my relationship with like watching like superhero related media is very complicated. I know really well, but I haven't seen a lot. Do I start watching The Boys first, or do I start going
The Boys-
through the Marvel and DC
Like
catalog?
The Boys is just
and
is
catch up on all
superior
that.
media to pretty much
Which one
everything
do you think I
Marvel
should do
puts out.
first?
Like
Watch
I don't
The
know.
Boys.
Like I mean it's
Boys.
like
Yeah.
watching the Marvel stuff first is somewhat beneficial in the sense that you're getting like one of the levels of satire that the show is trying to make, but that's kind of
Yeah.
the most obvious one, so you don't really need it. Like there's like it's a lot more the show
Yeah.
is trying to say than just like, oh look, superhero market oversaturated.
Yeah.
What if these dudes were bad? Like that's not like that's like the core hook of the show, but outside that's not what it's trying to say, and it's larger point. So yeah, I think watch The Boys first. It's better than any Marvel TV show easily, and Invincible is also better than any Marvel TV show. So yeah, it just
Yeah.
I mean, I think. Yeah.
Well,
I
I
think
was
The
talking
Boys
about the
is a
movies.
couple-
I need to
yeah.
work through the
Marvel
entire
movies,
catalog
too.
of all
There's
the
a couple
X-Men,
Marvel
all
movies
Fantastic
that
Just
Four.
watch The
you
Boys
can do better than
first.
The Boys, maybe, but overall, The Boys is better. So yeah, I don't know.
It's The Boys is amazing.
That's not ridiculous.
All right. I heard it here first.
There we go.
Well, we are getting long here, so Will,
Same.
do you have any final words
I don't know.
before you end
Actually,
your
yeah.
visit on the pod?
I remember my most controversial take, I think, for y'all with like with the tier lists and everything was I had like the Watchmen TV show super high because it is like I don't know, peak television. But it's only you can only watch it if you've actually if you've read the comic book, because it's it is a sequel to it. It's not like an adaptation sort of thing. But yeah, it's great. And if anyone watching this podcast has read the graphic novel, go watch the show. Don't worry about all the reviews that are it's something, I don't know, SJW or something. What they're stupid, they're wrong. It's a great show. So go watch that. Plug in that. But anyways, yeah. Oh, also, actually, one more thing. Sorry. Shout out Brain Eaters Ultimate Frisbee, Claremont Ultimate. Amazing. There we go. That's it.
No, you're good.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
Getting a shout out on the pod. Team. I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got to be quick. We're running really long
here.
Can
we do the connecting the actors? Or
mm-hmm.
All right, well, so you're going to have to connect these two actors through movies and TV shows they've been in together. So, obviously, Zendaya.
Oh.
And the other actor that you're going to have to connect them to is
hold on, give me a second.
Money Plane, Kelsey Grammer.
So, Zendaya is... Yeah.
No
okay.
way.
It would be easier
Money
if
Plane
it
is
was
a horrible movie, by the way.
If the MCU movies were
horrible.
Oh, wait. Actually, I think I can do it. Okay, yeah, no, I can. Okay, so Zendaya is in. Oh yeah, okay. So Zendaya is in Spider-Man No Way Home, and so is what's his name? Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange is also in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, which also has Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart is in X-Men: The Last Stand, which also has Kelsey Grammer as the Beast. So there you go.
There we go.
Damn.
And just like that, you're picked apart very quickly.
Oh, thank you.
I can think of no better way to end the pod than that. Will, it was a blast having you on today. If you've made it this far in the podcast, and anyone listening, you can apply to be on the podcast. You got to send an email to thewashedathletepodcast@gmail.com. The link is in the link tree. I know a lot of people have been asking, but the reason we plug it at the end is because we want to actually make sure you watch the podcast before you want to come on. That's the thing. Exactly. So everyone coming in our comments being like, how do I get on the podcast? Watch the episodes. All right. So that's it. It was nice having Will on. I think we all enjoyed our time. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, go to our link tree, follow our socials. Use code WASH20 at BethBuck.com, and we will see you next time.